Hi guys, I'm about to leave for a float trip down the river. So before I did so, I wanted to give you guys a tour of my new boat. It was a 14-foot aluminum boat, a John boat, that I refurbished and rebuilt and customized it to fit my own fishing needs. So what I have here is a 14-foot Landau. I customized it and turned it into a Lund boat. What we did is we rebuilt the decks. So we have a front deck and a rear deck. I've equipped it with a bow mount trolling motor, locators up in front, and a Lowrance locator in back, which has GPS and all sorts of other neat gizmos, gadgets, and amenities. And this boat I use primarily on the rivers and small lakes with very poor public access. It's equipped with a 6-horse 7-root, which I hope to boost up to at least a 10 or a 15 this winter, just for more power. Now during the months of March and April 2013, I spent a lot of time each weekend just, taking it step by step and rebuilding this boat. The first thing I did was I ripped out the old flooring. It was all rotted and whatnot. Then after that, I refinished the surface of the boat. I scraped off the old paint, whatnot, made it rough, primed it, and prepared it for a new paint job. What I went was with a Duralux drab. It's like a dark brown, light brown, greenish type of tint color. A lot of Alumacraft and Lund boats these days are made in that color, so it works well. Towards April, beginning of April, I teamed up with my friend Pat Harrison from Harrison Builders. He's from Park Ridge, Illinois, and he helped me greatly with cutting out the new flooring and matching up the old template with the new. And it's perfect, so I can't thank Pat enough for helping me out. Took one morning for us to make the cuts and everything and to lay everything in place, so can't thank him enough for that. And then as you can see, I recarpeted the entire boat. If it is wet, it does get a little slippery, but I tend to wear shoes or my wading boots at any time here, so I don't slip very much. I decided not to put any seats in this boat just because, one, I'm in here by myself, so I want to be able to navigate to the back end of the boat if needed for any gear or whatnot. So I like to have that space just to be able to navigate through my own boat. I didn't include any seats because at some point I'm going to have friends fishing with me and they're going to want to fish from the back and stand on the rear deck. And then I'm always up in front. But one thing I did, I do think I should do is add a pedestal seat, so that might be next to this project. Either pedestal seat or wood pedal, just to make add a little more comfort and hit my boat out a little more. Next, I'll show you guys what I have beneath the deck, and sorry I don't have a real cameraman today, so I'm holding the tripod up. So for storage, what I have is pretty basic, something that helps me greatly, keeps my boat nice and clean and tidy and organized. I added storage beneath the front deck. So as you can see, I got my little dinky latch system. And if you can look right under here, hopefully you guys can see, I got dry storage compartment, a Tupperware container. You got the battery down there. So everything in this boat is rigged up by one 12-volt battery. If you do it that way, be sure that you have inline fuses connected for 12-gauge wiring and whatnot. Along with that, underneath the deck, I have all my life jackets. I always keep 2 life jackets in here, 1 per person, Wisconsin state law. Additionally, I also store my fly rod, catch and release tools, just baits, whatever might be extra, I store it underneath my boat. So it stays dry for the most part. The Tupperware is great because on rainy days it does keep everything dry. The only thing I don't have yet and failed to install during my building was a bilge pump, but they sell for like 25, 30, 40 bucks, so that's an easy do-it-yourselfer type of project. Additionally, I have anchors, but I am considering buying the new power pole for small boats. I think it retails for $500, and it just came out at ICAST 2013 in Las Vegas this summer, so I think that might be an awesome tool for rivers and shallow water anchoring and whatnot. So I am getting ready to go on a river trip right now for Musky. So here's my box with all my baits. But before I do so, I want to show you what I did with the electronics back here. So what I have here is a Lowrance unit, just basic HDS. So I'm able to use this on both of my boats because I have power cables and the transducers. So what I have it mounted on a ram mount. So this way, if I'm up front, I can mount it this way. I'm able to see everything from the back on, all my GPS, fine detail and everything. These HDS units are still great. So even though the HDS second generation units have taken over the originals, don't be afraid to use these originals. I think they're just as great. So, and they still do use top of the line GPS software and mapping. So, other than a couple improvements in pixelation and power and overall performance of the processor, it's still a great unit. And one last thing. Now, if you guys remember my old boat, I had a 12-foot aluminum, just regular V that I customized for the river fishing originally. So what I have is I took that concept and put it into this boat. The Jeremy Smith Lindner's Angling Edge idea. What I have is just a door, like a door handle, simple door handle. I waterproofed a piece of wood, little, 2x8, and then the transducer's mounted right there, just perfect. This way, it's always in the water, it doesn't get in the way, it won't break off, and if needed, I can just pull it out of the holder and throw it in the boat for transport and whatnot. So, due to portaging, so it doesn't break off, it's actually a nifty tool to incorporate into your boat. It's very simple to use. And obviously the old oven root is still kicking, always starts up on the third pull. But if anybody in northern Illinois, Wisconsin, or Minnesota has a 10 horse or a 15 horse short shaft they'd like to trade me, or there's sticks and cash on top of it, I'll gladly do business. I'd love that. Yeah, I'm about to head off to the river. Hopefully this boat gives you some ideas on how you can customize and build your own custom little dream river rig like I did. So far it hasn't gotten slimed by muskies yet, just because my time with it has been limited this year, but in the 4 or 5 outings I made with it and all those flow trips, it handles flawlessly. I have all the room in the world and very comfortable fishing and very rugged. So before I leave, I would like to thank the folks who gave me ideas and inspiration on how to modify and build my own little dream boat. First goes to Adam Glickman, field editor, writer, and my buddy from Musky's magazine. He has a John boat. He's very influential in my decision of doing something like this. And then secondly, the folks at wiredtofish.com, Terry Brown and Todd Hamill. I know you guys have your fancy Rangers and Polar Crafts that you guys have built your own modifications with. So you guys give me ideas too out there in the man cave down there at your offices. So definitely thank you for the ideas for all of that also. So time to go hit the river, and if I catch anything, I will let you guys know.